All right, appreciate you guys. Good opportunity for our football team. We clearly did not play a good number of guys. I think the number got up to 17 or 18 of our starters, guys that are having great training camps and doing a lot of great things. But what I wanted to see was our execution across the board. I thought in the first half, offensively, Nick Mullins really managing the game really well, making some big-time decisions, moving within the pocket, checking the ball down at the right times, pushing the ball down the field at the right times. I thought Ty Chandler jumped out. Just anytime he had the ball in his hand, very rarely tackled by the first defender. That was in space, catching the ball, and then picked up really where he left off as far as his ability when the lights come on to, sometimes turn into a different guy. And now I want to see it every single day and really see him be consistent because he's proven, when it goes live and it's real football, he's a tough guy to bring to the ground. Getting Jordan and Jalen Reagor going with some plays there, and then Nick Muse with a big touchdown catch to close a drive out. Greg Joseph hitting the long field goal. And then defensively, I thought, early on, those guys were winning the line of scrimmage, and a lot of the guys that keep showing up every day on the tape in practice did the same tonight. Thought our tackling was solid for the most part. Just got to make sure we're keeping our head out of some of those hits there. But love the willingness and the physicality really at all three levels early on. And then the second half, we just got to continue to, coach those guys up. And they may not get a lot of reps, but I just firmly believe, maybe it's my own personal experience, I want those guys to feel like they're getting every opportunity to try to make our team and really make an impact for the future. But would have loved to win the game, but we got a lot of things to correct, a lot of things to really build upon, and hopefully have some great joint practices this week and, welcoming in the Tennessee Titans, which will be a huge week of work for us before Arizona arrives the following week.
You mentioned Ty. Did you guys go into tonight thinking this was going to be a pretty heavy workload night for him just to get a longer look at him?
Yeah, with Kane being down, kind of still working through what he's working through. I really wanted to see Ty and see what he can handle as far as all the phases of our offense. And I thought, as the calling plays there for him here and there in the first half, I found myself wanting to get him touches, and that's always a good thing. And just his ability to see it in live game action, his vision, his burst, his finish, it all showed up. And then, like I said, his ability out of the backfield, either on a screen to even getting 4 or 5 on a screen that really wasn't well executed. He's making things happen. So when we can clean up our execution around him, you can start to project his impact. So really positive night for him.
What did you think of how you mentioned Mullins a little bit, but what did you think of how the quarterbacks did?
Yeah,
overall?
like I said, I thought Nick played well, really managed it well, and what the challenge is for him, and really a lot of quarterbacks when they get their opportunities, is not trying to do too much. And I thought he just continued to execute play after play, and really made some things right for us. A lot of, even in some instances telling some guys, that just recently arrived here what to do, how to line up. He had his plate full tonight and handled it really well. Which is what I expected. Nick's had a great camp and continues to grow every single day and really gaining the confidence of our team. If something were to happen to Kirk, the guys have a lot of confidence in Nick. And then Jaron, it wasn't the easiest of circumstances out there for him. Thought we could have done some things to help him, but what did flash to me was his athleticism, conflict resolution. There was plenty of it, and he was able to kind of at least sometimes not extend plays for big gains, but sack-saving plays, getting out, spinning out when we missed a couple of protection assignments, and just trying to, the big key there is, and when you're in those situations, can you find a way to not make a bad play worse? And I speak from direct experience on that. So I was proud to see him do that, and, we'll continue to just get the operation a little cleaner with those 3s and 4s in there. And that's on us as coaches to do, and I think we'll see a progression throughout the next 2 weeks because those guys are going to get a lot of reps.
How did Ivan do in the expanded role?
Yeah, he keeps flashing. You just see him around the ball a lot. He got a lot of green dot work calling the defense, which I know he was looking forward to. And all that guy does is continue to do what he's done his whole career, which is make a lot of plays, be around the football, savvy, instincts, and then when he sees it, he's downhill making plays, and really, really excited about where he's at right now. And now it's the same thing with a lot of the players that are off to really good starts. Can you consistently sustain it through training camp and and through the joint practice work when we're really in a controlled setting, it's for real, and we're trying to truly see where we're at as a football team.
What did you think of the protection, I guess, specifically for Jaron, but it seemed like Nick was under some pressure early too. What did you think of them?
Yeah, they were, you never quite know how teams are going to go about, playing these games. You can watch our opponent tonight play last year in the first preseason game and not see, a whole lot of issues on the tape, and then they, come out tonight and there's some edge pressures and some clear, feel to a mindset of how they wanted to play. And I thought we took advantage of it in some moments, and I thought they got us in some others. But we continue to want to marry the run and the pass, and a lot of the immediate duress was, on some play passes and some things that shouldn't happen on when we can account for all the hats in the box. And then the third down protection, we just got to continue to try to strive and work our technique, work our fundamentals, and try to give that quarterback enough time, because we feel strongly about our weapons going down the field. I think Nick's always going to be progressing in rhythm, finding open guys. Can we give him that extra click to do his job will always be the challenge. And this was really a good learning experience for some guys that have maybe flashed in the not so full game-like conditions, and then they were out there tonight. And you got to ask yourself, was it moving too fast for me at times? Was I able to handle a consistent drive? We had some longer drives tonight, backed up way too much in our own end, and we're able to drive it. But that's what these games are for. And I just told our team, assess where you feel like you are at right now, and your own personal responsibility of where you're at is going to be what determines your ability to find the formula moving forward to not only improve but continue to try to find your way on our team.
With Ty, I mean, you've talked about wanting to see him a little bit here, but how did he do pass protection-wise, I guess? And, it seems like that's a big thing you guys wanted to see.
Yeah, off the top of my head, I think there wasn't really anything that jumped out at me. We'll go back and watch the tape and just see exactly, hey, what was the call, what was the communication like, and then we'll be able to get a clear assessment. But I thought for the most part, he seemed to really be totally, in the moment, and it was not too big for him, as it was not too big for him last year as well in the preseason. That's what got us so excited about him, and would have loved to. You get so tempted in these games. Hey, maybe we let Nick and Ty and some of these guys, maybe Jordan, go one more drive, and you got to stay true to the plan and make sure you understand it's about the overall progression in our plan for our team. And a lot of positives tonight. Didn't win the football game, and we always want to try to do that. Just not enough offense in the second half, and put the defense in some tough spots.
Last big question.
Special teams was kind of a mix of things with the long kick by Greg for the field goal, but you rotated, you kicked shorter on kickoffs. What did you think you got what you wanted to find out about specials tonight?
Yeah, definitely something you want to go back and study. Even when we're allowing some of those returns and trying to see our kickoff units, you'd love to get those balls a little bit closer, to inside the 5 at least. G told me a couple times he didn't hit a couple of them great, but I know this is a tough place to kick, heavy air, and he drilled that field goal, which was big. So overall, didn't love the penalties. I thought there was a lot of, and that's normal for the first preseason game. But now, can we go back and start to rectify some of those things? The holding calls on some of the kick returns. You're going to be starting at your own 10, you're inside your own 10, and having to drive 90 yards is not the formula on the road at Seattle. Even in a preseason game.
With the couple of touchdowns there in the second half, I guess the one was kind of a broken play, but on the Andrew Booth one especially, was there something that he needed to do kind of more at the line of scrimmage?
I just know we were in a man call, maybe sending a 5-man rush. So guys are truly, you got safety help in the middle, but you're in one-on-one, and don't know whether that guy kind of just got a good release off the ball. It looked like they were just running 4 verticals with kind of a shallow underneath it. But I would have to go back and look at it, whether he was, what his technique was. And then, in those man-to-man situations, we're going to see, we want to see those opportunities come up so we can really evaluate where our guys are at from a coverage standpoint. Now, Flo has 1,000 tools at his disposal to activate when, September 10th rolls around to, not only apply pressure, as we know, but, to provide some confusion and disguise and things like that. But really we want to see our guys play. And as close as you can get in those critical downs, third down there, 3rd and 8 in the high red, chance to really, get off the field and hold them to 3. They get that touchdown, and then the broken play touchdown when we had a free runner off that right edge. Guys made some plays on the football when it was in the air, and we didn't. And that's gonna happen sometimes when you're trying to get those evals of your guys.
On the Addison catch on the sidelines, did you have a good enough view of that? Did you think about challenge?
I did not personally, and we're all working through our reps of the preseason. It was not something that I could see directly, and then didn't really think that there was enough of an opinion upstairs or from anybody on the sideline. But Ben Lieber let me know that it was a catch. He couldn't wait to tell me that. In season, I'll try to make sure I personally get a better look at it, and then would always love to get a challenge right there because it was a heck of a play. And if he in fact did get his feet in, that's what he's been doing all training camp. So would have been great for his first career catch. Doesn't take away the route or the execution, but I'm sure I would have loved to get a chance to throw that flag right there.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Coach.